Hi, I'm Felisa, and today's vlog is because I was thinking about some ideas that I wanted to include in a book that I want to write. And while I was thinking about it, I thought maybe I would just put this out there and maybe it'll help you all right now. So here we go. My disclaimer, as I always have one, is that these are just ideas and suggestions, and I want you to feel free to tweak them and make them your own so that you can get down to the process of making memories for your family. So here we go. So, as a lot of you all know, I've vlogged before about, being a single mom, and I raised 4 children who are now 28, 25, 21, and 17. And so, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. But, of course, having a house full of children often meant that there was not a whole lot of money to go around. And so there were certain things that I would do to try and make things a little bit more special, a little bit more, happy for them, especially going through a divorce. And like I said, especially not having a whole lot of money. And, there were a lot of times during their upbringing where things were just really not all that great. And so I wanted them to feel special and included. So one of the things that I did, especially since I had 2 children in the month of June, and money, of course, was not plentiful for gifts, for each one of the children's birthdays, I would cut out numbers, and I would put them all around the house to correspond with their age. And when they woke up, it would be on their door and in the hallway and all those kinds of things. Yes, this is the number 17. Yes, I just took it off of my daughter's bedroom door because she refuses to take it down. And I will very politely replace those 17s with 18s this year. Each child makes me go further than the last. So I'm hopeful that with her, she'll, finally decide that, yeah, mom, it's okay for you to stop probably right around 21 or something like that. But, as much as I complain about it, secretly, I love the fact that they love it. It is almost it is not even almost, it is a tradition in our home, and it is something that they look forward to. And I hope that they pass it on to their children. I'd love to see my grandchildren experience the same kind of specialness that their parents were able to experience. So this don't cost you anything, really. I would do it. I think I did this out of magazines, but I would use whatever I had available. So it could be newspaper, magazines, construction paper if I had it. I've done it with comic book paper. So it just really depends on what you have, and the idea that they wake up and, if I could get to the store, sometimes I would be able to go to the dollar store and get some balloons. But for the most part, they really just appreciated being able to have the numbers. So that's the first tip. The second one is I was good for giving out coupons. I did have a coupon book, but some of those coupons in that book required me to spend money that I didn't have. And because you don't really have a whole lot of control as far as when the children want to use the coupons, you need to make them affordable. So here's just a little idea that you can use. Just sticky notes. So when they do something that is great, or that is complimentary, or you want to go a little bit above and beyond to tell them thank you and good job, just stick this on their door, or on the bathroom mirror, or above their bed, so that they can see when they wake up. Just simply says good jobs, pancakes for breakfast, and they can choose to either cash it in that same day, or they can hold on to it. The rule in my house is that mommy needed to have at least 3 days notice. You cash in the coupon, and then I had until that weekend, whatever the weekend was for that week, in order to make good on that promise. So that gave me a little bit of time to plan. But they love being able to cash those in and to use them. Some of their coupons was to go to the movies, or have a sleepover. They have a sleepover, or I'm trying to think, go to the mall, or something like that. So of course, as moms, you have to draw parameters around that. So if you go to the mall, you get to select one toy that's under $5 or something like that. And so if they know that going in, then you can feel comfortable with doing that. If your children are like mine and they don't have any concept of finances or budgets, you might want to stay away from that, or give them the $5 and that's all they have. And that teaches them really fiscal management and fiscal responsibility. The third thing is, I love when I go to Michael's and I see these. I think I paid $2 for this. And so, it's just colorful paper that It's stock though, so it's not like construction paper. But this is a good way. Like if you want to make coupon books and give it to them and have them be able to cash those in, you can use that. Or I use things like this to do arts and crafts with them, or to decorate, little make little picture frames and they can put them up on their wall, or just have an arts and crafts day. Sometimes this went into the rainy day box that I had. I mentioned that before when I was talking to you guys about carving out time in your day and using the kitchen timer to give yourself, 10-15 minutes when you get home so that you're not bombarded with, a whole lot of questions or things that you need to do. These kinds of things can go into the rainy day box with glue sticks, construction paper, stock paper, Sharpies, if they can be trusted not to make a mess, but colored pencils, markers, stickers are really good. So, all those things can go into the rainy day box, and you can find all that stuff at the dollar store. So you can, if you have a budget of like maybe $10-$12, you can really fill it up. Coloring books, stickers, the little water paints that they can have that will occupy their time. And if it's in the rainy day box, then they know that they're not able to get that box unless, you guys are snowed in, it's bad outside, maybe you're not feeling well, maybe you just want to have a glorious half an hour to yourself, and then they can select a project out of the rainy day box that will occupy their time and keep them hopefully out of trouble and give you an opportunity where you can do some different kinds of things. The fourth thing, of course, is, the tried and true. Now, I will tell y'all this. Let me just be completely honest. I hated the park. I hated, like, going to the mall and stuff. I'm a germaphobe, and so, kids drooling and spitting and touching stuff, and, they got snot. Yeah. I can't take it. So I would Lysol the children and, spray them real good because I just don't like cooties. But I will say that there, of course, is the playscape and things that are at the mall and, gives you opportunity to let the kids just run around and blow off some steam and some energy, especially if it's bad out. I know that you all already know that, but, it just bears repeating. Then there's also a website. Now, I don't want to endorse the website because, of course, the people on the website kind of do their own thing, but I found it extremely helpful. But there's a website called Meetup, and I'll put that down in the comments. If you join meetup.com, then there are local people in your area. Local means in your area, don't it? Duh, anyway. But there are people locally to you who all have various groups, and there are a lot of groups that are on there that get together regularly with playdates. So a lot of these are stay-at-home moms or moms who work, and they get their kids together because maybe their children are only children, they don't have siblings, or perhaps they do have cousins and things like that, but they live far, or maybe their siblings are older and don't want to play with them. So it's a variety of reasons. And so they get together periodically, either, like I said, at the mall or the park, or sometimes they meet up at people's homes and just allow the kids to socialize. And then that gives them an opportunity to have, adult socialization with girlfriends and things like that. Of course, my children are too old to be doing a meetup. I think I'll look weird if I show them. It's like, hey, y'all, my kids are, grown, but I just want to, bring my 17-year-old over here to play. Yeah, that's probably not going to go over well, but I think that it's a great idea. And if my children were smaller, I definitely would take advantage of that because it's so easy for you to feel isolated and alone, especially if you don't have friends that are in your immediate area or anyone in your social circle who have children the same age as you do. One of the issues or one of the challenges when I was raising my own children was that my girlfriends weren't having babies. So I was the only one in my social circle that was out here procreating, and my friends were still dating and going out and all those kinds of things. And so now the opposite is true. I'm almost done with my family, and some of my girlfriends still have 4 and 5 and 6-year-olds. So God bless them. But, we just don't have the time sequence together, and that happens. Life happens, and people make different choices, and those choices are what's beneficial for their lives at that time. Then the last thing that I want to suggest is that you think very seriously, especially if you are on a budget or, you don't have a budget at all, but look in your local, if you have a community newsletter or you have a local library, look and see. A lot of those places have like reading circles that you can belong to. Some of the local bookstores have reading circles for tots and for preschoolers. Some of the churches have those kinds of things where you can tap into it. If you're not part of a faith-based community, then I suggest that you get in touch with your local public school, because a lot of them that have Head Start or pre-K programs will often do like a Saturday tutorial. Even if your child is not old enough, sometimes they will allow them to come in and just select a book. When I was a little girl, one of the things that I used to love was that my mom would take me to our Detroit Public Library, and they had a whole entire section for children, and they would do puppet shows periodically, and they would do like a reading circle, and there would be a person that would come in and read the books to us, and then we were allowed to check out a book. I strongly encourage you to check that out, even though I know I've mentioned that before, but that is one of my best memories as a kid, and it definitely fostered a love of literacy. It fostered a love of learning, and I look forward to that. When my children became old enough, I would definitely take them to our library. Our library was so small, though, in the town that I lived in, that we didn't really have a whole lot of selection for children, and we definitely didn't have any children kind of activities on a regular basis. And so I would take them to the local Barnes and Noble, and I would have what was called Drop Everything and Read Saturday. So, I had my little money together, and so there were a couple of rules surrounding that. They had to, and this is when they got to be school aged, of course. You can't really do it with preschoolers because it just doesn't work, and their attention span is all over the place. But once they get into grade school, then I think that fostering a love of reading is healthy for them. And so Drop Everything and Read Saturday happened once a month. And so I would take them to the bookstore. They could select any book that they chose that was under a certain amount. And there were two rules. They had to be under a certain amount, and there had to be more words than pictures. Like, don't bring me a comic book. Don't bring me something, And my daughters were good for, picking out stuff that had what are those friendship bracelets and crafts and stuff like that. I'm like, stop it, you need to learn how to read. So anyway, they would do that, and then when we get home, I would give them an hour to read their book, and that was Drop Everything and Read Saturday. It was not probably the most adventurous thing that we ever did, but it definitely was a way for us to make memories, and I'm sure that my children all remember doing that in some capacity, although they probably would tell you that they don't, but they do. I know that they're not telling the truth. Anyway, those are just a few tidbits that I could think of off the top of my head to kind of give to you that you can do that will be inexpensive and hopefully help you to create memories with your children that are long-lasting and that they'll pass on to their own kids. That's it. My name is Felisa. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If yes, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch y'all later on. Bye.